So, I was gonna do the Q&A yesterday, but I have been busy moving and packing and moving and packing. So, I'm gonna do the Q&A today. Now, I went through the questions and I picked some that have not been asked before because some of them that y'all have asked I have answered in previous videos. If you just go back and look, most of those questions I have asked, especially about Christian and his biological father. Those are in videos um, by themselves. So let's get started. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking down to read the questions. I'm not gonna say any names. I'm just gonna read the questions and answer them. Um, First one: when did me and Nick start talking? Me and Nick started talking in August of 2009. He sent me a friend request on MySpace, and then he sent me a message on MySpace. We started talking. About a week later is when we met for the first time. And the second question is, where did we go when we first met? When we first met, he came to my aunt's house, and he wanted to go out to eat. He wanted me to pick the place. I was pregnant at the time, and I was craving Subway, so I picked Subway, which he thought was funny because most girls would have picked like a big fancy restaurant, but I was pregnant and all I wanted was Subway. And then after that, we went to the park and just walked around. Um, how did you know he was the one? Um, Most people know or have seen in my videos that me and Nick got married 6 weeks after we met, and we've been married for 7.5 years. I knew he was the one the day we met. Like, I fell in love with him just instantly. He was sweet, kind, loving, and he would just put his hand on my stomach and talk to Christian. Now, noted, Christian's biological father done that while I was pregnant, but my son never moved. My son wouldn't kick, wouldn't move, wouldn't do anything for his biological father at all. The only person he would keep for was me. So when Nick put his hand on my stomach and Christian started kicking, it was like a sign that Christian's like, okay, yeah, this is a good guy, Mom. And he would kick even when I was on the phone with Nick. So I just knew that he was going to be a great father because he already was. He had 2 kids. He was already a great father and a great husband to me. So that story. What about your childhood taught you how to be a mom and how not to be? Um, my if y'all watched my about me, my full life about me from the beginning to the end, y'all know that I grew up with parents that were drug addicts and that didn't care much about their kids, and that when I was 10 years old, I was taken by DHR and raised by my aunt. That experience taught me how not to be a mom, what not to do. I put that in everything I do. Like, the people I trust, I have to trust them and know them long enough to trust them with my kids. Because of what I went through, not only the drugs, but the rape and the abuse. I don't trust anyone around my kids. Even my girls, like, if they're outside, we had a neighbor that lived beside us. He was like 18 or 19, and he always wanted to hang around my daughters, and I refused to let them be around him alone. That's just how I am, because that's what I grew up in. So, as a mother, you want to do the opposite of what your mother done, unless your mother was a great mother. Um, so I'm always protected. My guard is always up. I don't trust many people. I don't talk to my dad because of drugs. I don't talk to my sisters. One, because one of them tried to take my son while I was getting help in the hospital. The other let my ex live with her, and that's just how I am. If you break my trust, then I don't forgive you easily, especially if it's something big. If it's something small, yeah, maybe, but something as far as, okay, let me try to take your son while you're at the hospital getting help, or let your abusive ex that try to kill you move in with me, even though you've been trying to keep your son protected for 7 years. That's two things I won't forgive. And that is another question. Will you ever forgive your sisters? And no. When will the adoption be finalized? The adoption for Christian will be finalized on June the 6th. After that, everything is done. We are done. It's finalized. He's officially a Miller and everything is done. Will you ever tell Christian about his dad? I'm not going to tell Christian anything unless he asks. If he gets older and he realizes